Hey guys, this is me once again, and I'm back for another Jurassic Park Dinosaurs Series 3 figure review, or at least multi-pack review, because I have finally obtained, after like, I don't know how freaking long at this point, but after so many years of missing these dang figures, these are indeed the first Jurassic Park figures I have ever owned, like straight up in my childhood. These were the first. I mean, Jurassic Park 3 was around my childhood. That was the first Jurassic Park film I've seen. But when it comes to Jurassic Park toys, I don't particularly have any that I would automatically think that I've owned since a long time ago, unless most of them belong to my older brother a long time ago. But these figures were the first. The Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 3 Mini Dino 2-packs. Got all four to take a look at. They're all just right here. I had to do this video several times because I was trying to take a look at these figures in a better light, but of course I was dealing with lighting issues, and also some of the figures couldn't even stand up properly because they've been warped in the package that they came in. I bought these all loose, and it came with 3 card backs, just 3 of the 4 card backs. It's a little added bonus, I guess. I found it off of eBay, of course, because it's the only place you can find old vintage Jurassic figures. I really wanted to convey a better example of how these figures look. I mean, I don't know if anybody really used to own these figures back in their childhood, especially people like me. I feel like I'm the only one, or me and my brothers were the ones that collected these particular ones, and like we saw these just sitting in Family Dollar. It's just, I could go on and talk about a lot and get nostalgic about where we first found these figures. Of course, I want to go ahead and just get straight into it, but before I do, I also have to remind you guys that the Lost Movies is still up on my channel, and if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend you check it out. It's just a collection of old videos that I promised from 2013. Like, I've been saying over and over at the time that I was going to show that old tape and show those movies that I made on there, and I finally got a chance to do so. They're still up on the channel. Definitely wish you guys would watch it. For those who haven't watched it yet, but for those who watched it, thank you guys for watching that and anticipating in that, because man, it's just, those movies were just so terrible and so funny. I really wanted to show you guys that, like how my first few movies actually were, and they were just some of the silliest things ever. I want to go ahead and show you the card backs first before going straight into all the figures, but I only have like 3 of the 4, and they're all the same. Most of them are much more damaged, but the only one that is at its absolute best is this one right here. And this is how the 2-pack card backs actually look. Of course, they would have a bubble with the dinosaur names and stuff on there, but what's really good about this is really just the aesthetic. It may not be the best aesthetic to go with in terms of the design, because of course the 2009 design improved on like some of the more aesthetic looks, but I just had to say this is the most nostalgic aesthetic choice of all time, with the Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex facing off each other, or just surrounding the logo Jurassic Park Dinosaurs. And I just always loved this dang logo and this card back so much. I love the green forest aesthetic that fades in. You might not be able to see it, but okay, you can see it there. It's just, I love this so much. This is so nostalgic to me. I also love this Jurassic Park 3 aesthetic here, like the caution tape sort of crossroad kind of thing. And it has the scratches on the side. I mean, it's carried over from Jurassic Park 3. Then the Hasbro logo is over here. You know, when they used to make decent figures. At the back, another nostalgic piece of history, just showing the other hatchlings you can get in the collection, which is basically everyone that we already got right there. And I just love this diorama shot here. I really do miss dinosaur diorama shots. This stuff is so cool. And also Jurassic Park Dinosaurs logo up there, and the bio of what the figure line is supposed to be about as far as I'm concerned. And then we got other stuff down here, other goodies in this back of the package. We of course have the Jurassic Park Institute, which has been around since I've learned about Jurassic Park any dang way. I really haven't been to the Jurassic Park Institute stuff or anything, but it was quite some cool stuff right there. And then you also have the Jurassic Park 3 Dinosaur Battles video game advertisement, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, I never really played that game, but I've always thought it was really cool. I just seeing this, and oh yeah, don't forget about the most important thing about Jurassic Park figures. Look for the official mark. Yeah, this is just so dang nostalgic. I'm glad that I got this, that it came with this, because this is just a piece of nostalgic history that I am never going to throw away. That's going to be kept in my collection. Okay, now after all that, now let's go jump right into it. The first figure set I'm going to take a look at is, of course, everybody's favorite Dino duo battle or rivalry, whatever. The Spinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex 2-pack. And just holding it in my hands, these are the most nostalgic hatchlings I've ever had. I mean, these are, of course, repaints and repacks of the Jurassic Park 3 hatchlings, which are really cool hatchlings that are basically miniature versions of the adult renditions of the characters. And just automatically my favorites of like the bunch. I really love them. But really just the Spinosaurus the most part, because Spinosaurus looks so good with this color scheme. It's the same as the Jurassic Park 3 version, which I did take a look at. But yeah, I finally have this version now. Really love the paint scheme. It gives out a very like swamp kind of vibe to it, like a swamp Spino vibe. I don't know. I mean, I just really like this coloration. Just such a cool looking Spinosaurus. I love the color scheme. And of course, you got the classic JP Conjoined logo on the thigh right here and on the other side. Much more cleaner on this one. Again, and that detail is also really impeccable. You can see the detailing pop out from it. And I guess it has something to do with the airbrushing, making it pop up a lot further on the figure. Overall, very good Spinosaurus hatchling. Really love this one. And it's so nostalgic. And of course, we have the T-Rex right here with the naturalistic brown coloration. I mean, a darker brown. It does got some paint splotches here and there. Like, it's a little bit black, but you might not be able to see it on camera because the whole dark brown really kind of looks like it covers it up a little bit, but you might be able to see it somewhere. And it's got these pale greenish patterns on the top right here. They look nice. This T-Rex is definitely nice. It's also got a red eye too. You might not be able to see it on camera because the color quality and all that. But yeah, overall, another nostalgic little T-Rex hatchling. Got paint on the other side as well. And also the detailing is pretty nice for the most part. Conjoined JP logo. This time it's in white and they're both clean on here. They look really good. Just overall, a very good looking hatchling. But of course, it also has those pads, those infamous little pads to keep it from falling down. And it does work. It supports it, but at the same time, I think they could have made it without doing that. But yeah, but that's the Spino and T-Rex 2-pack. Yeah, let's go over this one next. The Triceratops and T-Rex 2-pack, which features my absolute favorite T-Rex. We'll take a look at the T-Rex first because, again, repaint, same sculpt. But I absolutely love this blue. This blue color is so cool for this T-Rex. I always really liked this T-Rex toy so much. And JP logo again, they're both clean on here. It's also got yellow eyes painted in with a slit pupil and not a circle pupil. And it kind of looks really nice. There's like the few times that a slit pupil on a T-Rex actually looks really menacing or really cool. Same figure with the same details applied. Just looks really good. But it's really that paint scheme that stands out. I really love this blue coloration of this T-Rex. Just imagine if we had an Ultra T-Rex release with the same paint job like that. That would have been really cool. All you need to do is give it some more patterns. And this one can't really stand up as much because it's a little warped in the feet padding. So it's just going to have to lean over like that. And we're going to look at the Triceratops next, because the Triceratops is actually a new sculpt at the time in 2005 because it just randomly showed up in the Jurassic Park Dinosaurs Series 3 toy line. But yeah, this Triceratops figure is really nice for what it is. Definitely got some nice patterns going on, like the light brown that's fading in around this greenish gray color. If I want to have to talk about what the natural color looks like, but it's also got these blue patterns alongside their smaller blue patterns and all that. But really, what makes this figure so good is this detailing, because this figure was new at the time and it only had like 2 versions that came out. And I think the one that came with the React T-Rex repaint, I think that one looked a little better in my opinion, but this one is just also as good in terms of the paint scheme. So, oh yeah, and also really like that white pupil on its red eyes. It just looks really nice. This Triceratops was definitely one of the more cooler like hatchlings at the time because it was brand new and wasn't just another repaint at that point. So these two, like, yeah, that 2-pack was really nostalgic. Like, that's another one of my favorites, obviously. Next one, I'm gonna go right off the bat, just reviewing the Pteranodon and the Compsognathus. So, can't be so dang small. Falling over. And it should be able to stand up because it's got that base on there. But let's take a look at the Pteranodon, because we have the JP3 Pteranodon alongside Eric Kirby that I got a long while ago. Just really love this Pteranodon scope. It just, for a hatchling, I mean, of course, it's not really like not actually a hatchling. It felt like it was actually its own like big figure, because Eric Kirby felt like he was the accessory of that pack at this point, because again, he can latch onto the legs, because that's the exact same action feature that it has, and it's pretty nice. The sculpt of the Pteranodon, the head sculpt looks really good, matching the JP3 Pteranodon as it should. Doesn't want to focus properly, but there you go. It's also got red eyes too, much like the original JP3 version. But the paint scheme is just a little more of a basic naturalistic color. It does look really good. And I had a nice detail and the nice striations and scratches and all that. It looks really nice. You got the JP logo right there. Over here, you got those veins, the veiny wingspan. Again, such a nice sculpt. And I really like this Pteranodon a lot. And of course, I had this before in the past, and it was like one of the few surviving JP toys that I had for like a long while. And this is basically a brand new one. So this is really good to own. And I'm going to put this Pteranodon on the side because it cannot stand up. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the compy. And this is a repaint of one of the compies that came with Alan Grant from Jurassic Park 3 in the Wave 2 toy line. And I think this one is a better compy because it has a little bit more paint applications added into them. Like, it just looks much better in terms of that paint scheme. I mean, the original one is fine, but I never really owned that one. And this is the only one I ever owned back in my childhood, and it's just such a nice little figure. But, of course, I was always wondering, why is this compy so big? I always thought of this, like, sometimes as a Coelophysis, if I wanted to. One of the magic of it being a Coelophysis, like in the Kenner days, because Coelophysis was almost in the exact same scale as this to a 5-inch figure. Because, I mean, this is for the 4-inch figure, so this would have been almost, like, similar to that scale. But, yeah, the paint scheme, the sculpting looks nice. Yeah, even the paint, like, they painted the teeth in on that. They didn't skip out on painting the teeth, and it looks really, really nice. Might not be able to see it. And also the underside and the tongue is painted in. Might not be able to see it too much because, again, this thing is incredibly small. I don't think it will be focusing on it like that. But, yeah, it's a nice compy. And it's also attached to a base over here so it won't fall off because this is an extremely thin figure at this point. It just keeps going out of focus because all the stuff in the background. But, yeah, this compy, really love the paint scheme. It's just such a good paint scheme for this dino. And, yeah. That's it for that 2-pack. And then last but not least, we'll go over like my absolute favorite one because I always loved this one. The Stegosaurus and Velociraptor. I'm going to take a look at the Stegosaurus first because I'm just saving the best for last at this point. The Stegosaurus, I mean, the Stegosaurus is definitely the better sculpt in terms of the look and the paint job out of all the Stegosaurus released for like hatchling wise in the Jurassic Park 3 or Hasbro toy line. This is definitely their best one because it's way more naturalistic and supposedly realistic a little bit in terms of paint schemes. And it was the most appealing one. And this is supposed to be like one that matched the unreleased like prototype version of the Stegosaurus that was supposed to be released for Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 2. They came with a Dino Tamer, I think. But it was obviously an Alan Grant repaint with different clothing. Obviously, this Stegosaurus is just as good as that unreleased prototype. I would have imagined that if that unreleased figure was actually released someday, I think that would have been really cool, and I wish it was, alongside that young T-Rex with the military general. But yeah, this is a nice Stegosaurus, and I always love the paint scheme. Again, it's also got paint on the underside, but just a really good Stegosaurus with all that great detailing and everything. And yeah, overall, really love this figure. It does have a little bit of a paint mishap on the tip of the nose on this side. But I don't really care much about that. I mean, if they could have painted certain areas black or whatever they wanted to, but I just think the Stegosaurus looks just fine. So, really love the Stegosaurus. Putting that over there. And now let's move on to the Velociraptor. This is my favorite Velociraptor hatchling of all time, mainly because of nostalgia reasons. I love this paint scheme. It's just so simple and effective. There's no paint on the underside, but the whole paint of the figure is just basically this very pale flesh tone kind of style along it. It darkens up a little bit at the top, and it also has these very cool looking teal patterns. They're kind of like the patterns on the Ultra T-Rex in the background, as you can see, but at the same time it's like definitely got its own look, and it's almost like a bit of an echo, if you catch my drift, that this kind of feels like a prediction version of Echo from Jurassic World. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I like it, because Echo's got teal stripes, and supposedly always looking like it's a yellowish color or a dark brownish color or a pale skin tone type of color, like sort of like that. I mean, this is kind of like if Echo hadn't existed, this would have been the one. But I always really liked this Velociraptor hatchling. Not only the sculpting was always nice, in my opinion, but I always loved the paint scheme. Just such a good looking Velociraptor hatchling. Really love this guy. And that is all for the 4-packs of this toy line. And yes, that raptor fell over because it's having some stability issues. I've been trying to warp the legs back into place with hot water, and so far it kind of did some kind of justice. But yeah, that's basically it for all 4 Mini Dino 2-packs from Jurassic Park Dinosaurs Series 3. I am so happy that I own these. Such a great pleasure to get them again, because they were definitely the first Jurassic Park dinosaur toys I've ever owned, like, ever. And like I said, I'm just going to say it a million times. It's so damn surreal and so good that I finally had the chance to get these, and to have them alongside the Jurassic Park Dinosaur Series 2 Dino Trackers right here, and the Series 3 Ultra T-Rex, which is a beast in my opinion. I love this figure. I mean, I underestimate these figures so much because not only just nostalgia, but mainly because I really just enjoy these figures and the various different renditions of these toys. I'm just very obsessed with the Hasbro stuff, and you can definitely tell I'm a fanboy of the Hasbro stuff from 2001 to 2013. And that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And next review will definitely be another Hasbro product, of course, from Jurassic Park, and it will be something that will tie in to the old movies that I've already posted. So again, shameless plug again. If you haven't seen the Lost movies, please check out the Lost movies. Definitely worth celebrating 10 years to see what the heck happened back then before I even became a YouTuber. So yeah, that's it for this. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll be seeing you guys later.